going on? What's going on? What's going on? All right, so I have been watching The Shy, and it kept my attention. It really kept my attention. Um, Out of all the different angles that it could have gone into, you know, it stayed on target. It stayed in a nice flow, and it was crazy because, or it seems crazy that the same circle of people that the show started off with is ending with that circle of people, except for now they know each other a lot more. And this same group of people have gone through a lot of shit. And it gave me an idea like, okay, well, you don't have to hire a bunch of extras or a bunch of other people that you might need to kill off if you're sticking with the main characters all the way through. But this show, it's like it goes through a 7 to 10 year lifespan in 8 seasons, and I don't think that's bad. I don't think it's bad at all. Um, One thing I didn't like is that one of the main characters, his name is Kevin, and once he left, they never brought him back, and I didn't think that was cool. If you leave to go somewhere out of state, at least you do come back every now and then, especially if you miss your family the way you pretty much miss your family. Um, Now, did it remind me of any other TV shows? Um, Nothing pops in my mind so far. As far as I watched Power, but I like this better than Power. Um, Something that I did not like, and maybe I'm a little old school, but they showed a lot of the teens, really, really living that young people life. You know, People want to be politically correct when we're talking about, teenagers that, they want to start addressing them as young people. And, I understand that the kids of 2000, once you put a cellular in their hand or a tablet, they're gone. You know what I mean? It's like their minds are like everywhere but nowhere at the same time. So I'm watching these kids deal with a lot of adult content, a lot of adult topics. And it's like, so when are we going to get back to kids just being kids? To the point where 12-year-olds are looking at porn on their phone. I'm like, okay. But then I can't forget that, that happens in real life. So, the whole idea that this show is wrapped around kids that were born in the 2000s. I can understand that. Um, as far as being smart, yeah, you put a tablet or a cellular in front of their faces, and that's going to keep them entertained. And people started having kids and their parenting skills dropped a lot, and so the TV was raising a person's kids, and then we advanced to these cellulars and tablets, and that became the babysitters of kids. It's like, go to your room and don't touch nothing, but make sure you delete something out of your phone, that type shit. But I miss the '80s. Kids. We wanted to be outside, and these kids nowadays, the ones that are outside, are, I would say, 70%, 70% are just fucking up. And I know it's going to be a generational curse. I don't know. Maybe if we had more parenting, then it might help. So this show, it deals with all these topics of, whose fault is it? Is it the parents' fault? Or is it um the people that are supposed to raise kids, the mentors, or the lack of mentors, outside of the home? You know what I mean? Schools are basically considered a place for kids to go while the parents are at work or jobless. You know, uh, get rid of your kid for 8 hours, 5 days a week, and a parent can live their life during those 8 hours. You know what I mean? And then they don't want to waste their free time away from the kids. So then, you find them fucking off those 8 hours while the kids are at school. And then when the kids are home, then they go to work. Then the parents will go to work for the 8-hour shift. And then the kids are left at home. It's supposed to be trusted to be left alone in their home. But just like kids figure out cellulars and tablets, they figured out that, hey, fuck being stuck in the house. Ain't nobody really watching me at all. So anyway, when watching The Shy, being kind of old school like I am, I'm watching a show like, come on, man. I know what's going on, but, I don't watch the news because I don't want it in my face. I know what's going on, but I don't want to sit back and entertain myself with it. But I did, and I'm on season 8. I'm on like episode 6 or episode 7, and now I gotta wait for like a week to go by, basically for them to post another episode. I don't like that. But anyway, I suggest the show. It's cool. It's cool. But what I really hope is that it become a family time show, so that the mom, dad, and the kids can watch it together, and maybe some uncles, some aunts, so that way they can raise the kid as a village and show them the examples of what's going on in the real world. Kids that might not be into. The kids may not be into watching the news. Maybe they will learn vicariously through a TV show like this, especially if the parents, pause it occasionally and break down, what's going on in the scenes. So that way the kids, they can be entertained, but also, get some knowledge on life. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. The show is called The Shy, and it's a pretty fucking good show. So go ahead and check it out. Peace. Oh, have a good day, have a good night, have a good morning. Peace.